what we've tried to do is take a very broad understanding of sustainability, community, people, environment, and contextualise that for architecture. I think the Vancouver scheme demonstrates its rigour and engagement with all those aspects and creates a building that's striking in its context at the edge of the city.
I think particularly with the Vancouver project, there was a seriousness of intent and an integration with the urban fabric which was really interesting. It was providing a very positive social environment onto the waterfront, and also it's one of the few projects that seriously address biodiversity in the city, which is particularly interesting, sort of on the edge of a river environment. So those are the sort of things that made it stand out, as well as having a good environmental strategy. But it's a really interesting project.
Well, it's actually very difficult because the categories are so different, and we find that there's a lot of pavilions that sort of were very interesting and had a lot of deep green sustainability factors. But there were other interesting ones as well, like some of the high-rise towers, which obviously deal with incredibly different issues and much more difficult context to work with. And we did think it was important to also have that category represented and not just sort of the easier, what seem easier pavilions to work with.
I suppose one of the things we're looking for is architectural design that combines all aspects of architecture and pushes them forward in a pioneering way. Some of the exhibits or submissions clearly had tried but hadn't articulated that, and some I don't think did as well as they might have done because of the articulation of the arguments and the kind of comprehensive nature. All the shortlisted schemes had very good presentation, very comprehensive presentation of their benefits and the elements they were proud of as a team. And that really characterised, I think, the shortlist. The other aspect, I think, is the sense of adventure, the fun, and the kind of thing of architecture of lifting the spirit, not just being a kind of mechanistic way of addressing environmentalism in design.
I think it would also actually be interesting for some of the schemes to resubmit in later years, ones that have some performance data as well, or those that do want to submit to see how it actually performs and to give some of that sort of data that we'd be after to make a judgment on actually how well it performs and what it really says, what it does on the tin. And I think that would be quite interesting.